Alegria. First off anchor.
That's at Island Fox.
Island Fox. First off anchor. What does the box say?
We are getting out of Acapulco. We're on a bit of a tight schedule as we formulate our plan to cross the Gulf of Tehuantepec and don't want to miss out on the next weather window. So after only 48 hours anchored off Isla Raqueta, just outside the main harbor, we are venturing onward.
You can see a wild Maya in the background.
With the fleet alongside us, we left the anchorage without a real destination in mind.
Here they go.
Just hoping the window would hold out long enough to get us somewhere.
Generation friends. Me pass one about. Yada Bruno. I'm so sorry, man.
Little did we know we were in for one hell of a passage. Will it be worth it in the end?
Holy shit!
Or are we about to regret every decision we make along the way?
This is super frustrating. Unfortunately, I think we're gonna abandon the pack.
Wow, shocker. I was right.
Oh, you can barely see me. I was not within like 10 feet of another long line before I realized what was going on. Let me hit with the spotlight so you can see it. Yo miro muchos niñas, pero yo no sé de dónde. I don't really know what they said, to be honest. It's tough, man. Pretty annoying after a long passage not be able to throw an anchor down.
We're Will and Em.
Say something cool.
And we're living on the hook in our sailboat, Appa. For nearly a decade, we planned and plotted our escape from the Fire Nation, aka our day jobs, and now we're hightailing it on the high seas aboard our sailing Bison.
Appa got the zoomies.
After a year of isolation in the remote Sea of Cortez, we're venturing south towards a new ocean with new friends, and of course our trusty sidekick, Lou Dog. Subscribe, kick your feet up, and join us on our quest to master the elements and sail everywhere.
Want to give the people an update?
There's a really big fish on this line.
We're making some good progress. I bet we have another like 5 or so in us.
Which one of you is us?
All of us.
Damn. He said 10 minutes, bitch. Look at all that just spooling out.
Yeah, for real. Everything I've ever done. Slipped away. Please. Stop. I beg of you. This is insane, dude. He's still going. I still can't get him to stop. It's not pulling long enough for me to move in.
We caught a orca. Already breached. Where is he? Where is he? We're at about 20 minutes into the fight right now. I'm not seeing it again.
I know, we just came to the surface. It splashed around for a couple seconds.
Oh, I can see the line moving.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I thought it broke right there. Woo, baby! All right, nice and gentle. Still tiring it out.
Okay, I gotta come down a little bit. I keep hitting the davits.
Dude, that thing is massive. We'll get this door ready. We're bringing the whole thing up and dealing with it there.
Yep, okay.
Pull fish up, main priority.
Hell yeah, dude.
Holy shit, babe.
Hell yeah, dude.
Woo! He's at the surface. He's tired.
I think it's a tuna, dude.
Yeah, I think you got a big eye tuna here.
Woo!
That thing is huge.
Got myself right in the vagina with the rod. Oh!
Well, he's trying to dive again.
Not on my watch. Holy fuck, dude.
That's a big tuna, babe.
It's a big tuna.
That's a big tuna. Oh! All right, whole thing onto the boat, door down.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to go for gaff.
All right. Coming at ya.
Propeller's real in there.
Okay.
A little bit further. All right, hold there.
Holding.
Whoa! Yeah, baby, no! Holy shit! Yeah! That's heavy! Come on, baby! Woo! Yeah! Holy shit balls!
Woo!
Send it down.
Darn
Whoa!
it!
This is you, dude! Look at the fish here, Sky! Woo! Holy shit! This thing is massive!
I win! This thing's as big as me.
Look at that! Hold up a little higher. Whoa! Damn, dude, that's big.
He's happy.
Well, unfortunately, that fish is a Jack Raleigh, so it will be Lou's breakfast and dinner for the foreseeable future. It's huge. He's gonna get many a meal out of this fish, which is great. It's good for his skin, and he's got a little tiny hot spot going on his face right now, so hopefully it helps that heal up. And yeah, bummer for us, but it was a fun fight. That's for sure. Conditions are unfortunately already dying. They were supposed to start dying around 8 today, but it is only 6 o'clock and we're down to 3 knots with 5 knots apparent. But we're right on course and we're keeping up with the pack all right, so it is what it is. Gotta get a spinnaker on this boat. Be leading this pack.
We have a waning crescent moon, but it's set at 4:42 p.m. and it's not going to rise again until 6 a.m. So just going to have the stars on this passage. The low tonight should be 77. High should be 83 tomorrow with a 75% average humidity. Clouds overnight, but some clear skies to stargaze in between. And we're certainly hoping for the European model that a light breeze picks up from the northwest in the early morning hours and continues till around 9 a.m. where it will begin clocking west and further filling in for the day at around 10 to 12 true, gusting to 15. That is my weather guess. If anyone else has any other weather ideas, feel free to come ahead.
Alright, just about 8 o'clock here. We've been trying to squeeze out every knot we can for every minute we can. Our limit for this trip is 2 knots. So we usually wait until we're going under a knot, then we'll turn on the motor. This trip, we need to motor a little bit more to make our time window, our arrival window. So we're doing anything under 2 knots. We're floating at 2.2, 2.1 right now. So we're right on the edge. Gonna kick the engines on here soon, and we'll probably be motoring through the night, which is kind of a new thing for us. We've done it maybe once or twice before, but usually we are hardcore about sailing. Later on, we'll give you a lesson about the Tehuantepecs and why we're doing all this motoring. Welcome to the darkness. Yeah, it's the mind killer. I took over shifts like an hour, maybe 2 hours ago, 5 o'clock. Sun's just now starting to come up a little bit, a little hazy light on the sky. We're doing about 3 knots on average. We were able to turn the motor off after only like 2 hours last night, so that's really good for us. Very happy about that. We're on a good trajectory, good speed, good sail configuration. Pretty chill morning. Hey, him. You should take a look at the dog. That's the sun there set behind me here on the second night of our passage. Everything's still going super well. We're doing 6.5 knots, right on course. Got 2 of our 3 buddy boats right here within eyesight. And yeah, we're looking forward to another good overnight passage here. There's something cool going on. Our buddy Josh Howard let us know that there's 7 planets in view tonight. And it's best if you're in a dark space, which us sailing in the middle of the ocean on a new moon, plenty of darkness. So tonight after sunset, we're gonna take a look and see if we can find all 7 planets.
That one's really, really bright. This one's really bright. And that one's really bright. That guy's pretty bright too, but... Well, friends, I'd love to tell you that the rest of this trip was as calm and beautiful as a casual 6-knot downwind sail in flat seas, complemented by a 7-planet conjunction. But unfortunately, the fun stops here.
We are about to arrive in Puerto Escondido. So far, what we've observed is that there is no protection.
None whatsoever.
Oh, and a giant Mexican flag.
Sure. That's crucial information.
Mm-hmm. Anything else to tell the people?
I knew going into this there was going to be absolutely no protection. I was a little nervous about coming in here anyways, but more later is in there already. They've been there for a few days, and it sounds like they've been doing okay, but I think they're staying on shore right now, so we will see. Allegria and Island Fox just made it in, and they are anchored in about 50 feet of water with 200 feet of chain out, so a 4-to-1 scope, which we don't love anchoring in that deep of water and needing to put out all that chain, especially because we're going to have to anchor so close together because the shoal area here where it's possible to anchor is extremely small. And we don't want to take the shallowest spot because Maya is still behind us and they have the smallest boat with the smallest anchor and the smallest amount of road. So trying to do right by them, but also not put ourselves in a precarious situation. So we're just kind of reading Navionics as we come in, and I am about to text Elena on Island Fox to see how they fared as they anchored and get all the information we can. Is your arm tired?
Yeah. A lot more going on than I expected.
The people need to know.
Oh, I'm holding up the hand with the other hand. I got you, people.
Will's on one this morning. He threw an egg at me earlier.
No context, goodbye. This is super fucking frustrated. We've tried putting the anchor down 3 or 4 times now. The depth is just terrible. It'll be 50 feet and then drop off to 300 feet. And we can't catch, it's all rocky, it's wavy. There's 5 boats in the fleet trying to fit in 1 sandbank. It's tough, man. Pretty annoying after a long passage not be able to throw an anchor down. Alright, we're making a pretty tough call here. We can't get set. We can't find good depth readings. And unfortunately, I think we're gonna abandon the pack.
Wow. Shocker, I was right.
We're gonna head to Port Angel. It's another 30-40 miles, so we'll get in tonight or first thing tomorrow morning. Just barely beat the Tehuantepecs.
It's just not worth it. It's totally unprotected here. The wind looks alright to keep moving to get to Port Angel, and we know for a fact that this whole fleet of boats is not going to fit in Port Angel, so this kind of feels like the perfect opportunity to go check it out while we are here in Tucson. The wind holding out ended up being both a blessing and a curse. We were able to make it to Port Angel without the engine, but even after reefing both sails and doing a couple loops outside the anchorage, we arrived before sunrise. We were not about to go in here blind, so we waited outside the entrance for the first signs of light, which turned out to be yet another mistake in this saga. We're about 3 miles outside the bay to Puerto Angel, and it's about 4 o'clock in the morning, which we've heard in a couple different resources that the fishermen, because Puerto Angel is a fishing village, that the fishermen leave the bay around 4 o'clock in the morning to obviously go fishing. Well, lo and behold, we're out here kind of just passing back and forth across the mouth of the bay waiting for daylight, and a pongo pulls up, dangerously close, suspiciously close, and they dropped a long line directly next to the boat. And we've only been going a half a knot to a knot. We're going very slow, so I had plenty of reaction time. But they dropped one of the flags for their long line directly next to the boat, and then drove around, and then maybe 20 feet in front of the bow, made a hard left, and dropped their second light. So they basically just wrapped Appa in a long line, and I had to do a hard 180. I know I'm in your territory. What the heck, man? Not yet knowing what the rest of this voyage would entail, we decided to do a shift change. I'd been up all night, and assuming we'd be navigating long lines all the way into the bay, we thought it best that I get even a few minutes of sleep before the real work began.
Alright, you can barely see me. I just got within 10 feet of another long line before I realized what was going on. Let me hit it with the spotlight and see if you can see it. Derecha. Un media mile. ¿Cuántos kilos? Sí, yo miro muchas líneas, pero yo no sé de dónde. Yo voy a Puerto Angel. A Puerto Angel. Sí. Sí, negra, ahí. Sí, ¿dónde está el otra negra flag? Ahí. ¿Mis course es bien o no?
Si te vas derecho, es como... Sí. Date la vuelta así. Va a Puerto Ángel.
Yo quiero mi... ¿Va around?
líneas, mucha.
Sí, mucho línea, sí.
O estás un rato parado. Que amanezca para que lo veas.
Sí, sí.
De esa bandera te das unos 100 metros para allá, ya te vas derechito a Puerto Ángel.
Sí, estoy cuidado.
El faro, ¿ves? La luz. ¿Verdad que sí?
Sí.
En corto. Ya tú retornas y de la bandera, te vas por fuera, te metes a la derecho. Porque aquí está.
Pero es no viento ahora.
Sí, claro, sí. Aquí está como dos días para dentro de mi línea. 2 kilómetros. O vete así derecho un rato así, unos 2 días, ¿no? Te metes a la orilla, por la orilla. Ahí no hay problema. Vete derecho, mira.
No problema.
Derecho. Y de ahí, allá.
Perfecto. Sí, gracias.
Nosotros vamos a ir corriendo para allá a la línea, allá te metes ahorita. Derecho, sí, la punta alta, sí. Y ahí te metes por la orilla.
Gracias. All right, folks. There you have it. I don't really know what they said, to be honest. I think they offered me 2 options. I think they said I could follow the long line all the way to land and then do a hard left to get to Port Angel, where we're headed. Or I could go back that way, head offshore until I'm past the big lantern, they called it, which I think is the lighthouse. Maybe that's what lighthouse is. But the big lantern, and then cut to shore and go into Port Angel. So I think that's what he said. I don't know. Right now I'm just towing this long line. I think I see a flag out by where they are, which is like a mile down, which is fine. I'm plugging along here. There's Maya. Let's go talk to him.
I truly don't know how Will managed the final hour before dawn on his own. There is nothing worse than coming up on an anchorage after multiple days at sea, only to be thwarted by miles upon miles of long lines. They were impossible to navigate in the dark, and they were spanning in every direction. The last thing we need is to get one stuck in our rudder or propeller like we did back in La Cruz. But when you've got 60 or more long lines strewn across a 10-mile radius, we would be lucky to get out of here unscathed. We spent the rest of the morning dodging lines and avoiding pangas. The language barrier inhibited us from truly understanding what the fishermen were trying to say, and we ended up completely lost to the minefield. Morale was low, and we just wanted to drop anchor and get some sleep. We ended up making the executive decision to just keep going and hope we found something beyond the maze of long lines.
All right.
Tell me, with only facial expressions, how do you feel?
I'm about to sum it up. I'm pretty tired. In good spirits, though. I did not get it.
Stop using words. Are you gonna do it?
I've been doing it.
Oh, nice. Zoolander, blue steel.
I'm watching this pond over here trying to figure out if he's fishing or not.
Alright, we picked out which anchorage we're going to try first. Wish us luck. It, and it is perfect. I'm so glad the last 2 anchorages did not work out. The frustration was worth it. This place is like ideal. This is incredible. It's a small beach, little cove, little beach bar, nothing else. perfect for us. I can spend some time here preparing for the next jump. Yeah.
This place was truly paradise. It was like the universe was pushing us here. In the most inconvenient of ways, but nonetheless, it was like divine intervention. Join us next week as we explore all that this gorgeous place has to offer.